How's it going, by, and welcome back to RWBY Volume 6, Episode 3 with me, Noble. I gotta say, first off, we just hit 60 subscribers, which I know that's a very mild milestone for most people's channels. I don't have that many subscribers, but for me, that's a big thing, so thank you, everybody out there who's subscribed to me. And hope you stick around for other content. I've done a little altering to my background here a little bit. Kind of realized things get a little stagnant, so change some things up a little bit. Also a note, I went ahead and purchased a Pip-Boy, one of the 76 versions. I will be assembling that when I get it, because it's like a little model kit. So I'll be recording that and putting it up on my channel. It won't be in the place of any other videos. It'll just be a spare one, kind of like how when I do react videos like this, or Overwatch reacts or anything like that. I usually throw it on in addition to the video game content normally. So it'll be an extra video that day when it comes out. So, without further ado, let's jump into it.
Locked away by her cruel father, Salem was a girl who desired but one thing.
Well, her hair isn't long, so we know she's not supposed to be Rapunzel.
She lived in a time when kings and their kingdoms were plentiful, when men and women were capable of
feels a little bit like Weiss.
And magic was a gift from the gods that all could wield. And yet there she sat within her tower. Until one day,
Nice
a
tower.
legendary hero came to brave the challenges within the tower's walls. The people of the land
It was not Crow.
as Ozma.
Ozma.
Unlike those who had come before,
He's got a staff.
this warrior was not driven by the prize of the young maiden's hand. He thought only for righteousness, and his pure heart and courageous soul prevailed.
Yeah, I think Oz has been through everything. He's probably played every class in D&D in real life, you know? Wizard today, warrior next week.
They escaped the wretched fortress. And yet, something bound them together.
Murder.
Ozma had been ready to give his life for justice countless times, but now saw a woman worth saving
Oh
it for.
no, don't tell me he fell in love with her and then she became the
Salem,
enemy.
to her surprise, found her freedom not in the outside world she had yearned for, but in the eyes of the man that had saved her.
So, where should we go now?
Oh crap.
Wherever
Makes
you
it a
like.
lot deeper of a story.
The two fell deeply in love, planned adventures around the world, and lived happily ever after.
Until...
Or at least, that's what should have been. Ozma, the infallible hero of legend, fell ill. And where all of the beasts and blades of the world had fallen short,
She
single
made a
sickness
deal, didn't she?
prevailed.
How could the gods let this happen?
She's gonna make a deal and
The
turn it into the
gods.
other one.
Brothers of light and darkness, creation and destruction. Salem prayed they would see the injustice that had befallen her love and make things right.
Uh-oh.
The domain of light was a sacred place. It was here the elder brother dwelled beside his fountain of life and creation,
She's gonna make a deal with the darkness,
It was
and that's
here
where things are gonna go
where
wrong.
mankind would fall to ruin.
Oh, here? I thought it was gonna be the darkness side that things were gonna go wrong. This doesn't appear the world tree like we saw in the last season. Well, for just a second, I was starting to think it was the deer god from, oh man, what was the name of that Miyazaki movie? I can't think of it right now.
Please. Please bring him back to me.
I understand your pain,
But is he already in
but you
circulation?
demand of me that which I cannot make so. Life and death are part of a delicate balance.
So, you won't do it then?
To disrupt the cycle of
That's not fair. That's not fair!
She angry.
let him rest.
Was she banished from the light? No.
No.
Okay, now she's going to the darkness. Come
The
to the
god
dark
of
side.
darkness.
There are cookies. Well, didn't do too good on
None
his
dared to enter his home,
blessings.
as men knew what monstrosities emerged from his blackened pools of annihilation. And so you must understand the Dark Lord's surprise when he found a lone woman kneeling before him.
Sick. Ow, my back! They know how to make a creepy entry. Or intro, I guess.
Salem understood it well. She told him of her loss, and professed that she knew only he could answer her prayers, all while careful to make no mention of his elder.
Rise, child, and let your faith in me be rewarded.
But one deal must be struck. Never accept the deal.
Where am I? What is this? Where am I?
It's okay. Everything's going to be okay.
What have you done?
Oh dear brother.
I have done what
But,
I please, brother. You may bask in the powers of creation, but you do not own them.
This is not creation.
Do not lecture me.
Those puppers ain't gonna do
I
nothing to
will
him.
do what I must to maintain order.
See?
No! No! What did you do? Bring him back!
Oh, Thanos, why? Why did you have to do this again?
Ozma!
I am abiding by the
He's like, why am I living and
I
dying?
now see work ever in your favor. And yet the day a mortal comes to pray at my feet before your own, so do you arise to lay your judgment upon me.
Ah, Grim Dragon thing. Yeah, we knew the puppers weren't gonna make it. Ah. Dueling dragons.
We have our differences, but I
Must
have
have
not
to
come
do
here with the aim to control you. The same, however, cannot be said for her. This woman came to you only after I denied her pleas. Pleas that would have disrupted the balance that you and I created. Together.
Then it seems I owe you an apology. Allow me to correct my mistake.
You monsters! Give him back to me! Give him back!
Well, I was gonna say, it's feeling a lot like a Kingdom Hearts intro right now.
When you first came to me, I did pity you. But it is clear now that your selfishness and arrogance have led you astray.
What did you do to me?
I have made you immortal.
Immortal?
You cannot die. You cannot be with your beloved.
Ooh,
So
that
long
is
as
pretty
this world
deep.
Turns, you shall walk its face.
That's why she's trying to destroy the world. Oh!
You must learn the importance of life and death. Only then may you rest.
Ooh, that's how you make a villain right
Salem
there.
was a prisoner once again.
Ooh.
Her fruitless attempts to reunite with Ozma eventually became nothing more than acts of spite and defiance against the gods.
She's become Deadpool.
But perhaps the gods were not as powerful as they seemed. She had lied to them, turned them against one another. They were fallible. If she were to turn humanity against light and darkness, she could rid herself of their curse. Or at the very least, she could make them suffer.
RWBY, no! Don't want to die!
Salem traveled from one kingdom to another, telling tales of how she stole immortality from the gods, welcomed any swordsman to cut her down, and demonstrated her powers. With the kings and queens in awe, she pulled them deeper into her scheme. She painted them pictures of a time when they would no longer have to watch their loved ones wither and die, when they could claim the powers of their creators for themselves, and in turn perfect their own design.
Definitely nefarious.
All they needed to do was destroy their old masters. The gods had hoped that Salem would learn from her eternal curse. And she did. She learned that the hearts of men are easily swayed.
Remember that from the very beginning of the first episode? When her and Ozpin were saying their
Who
lines?
has led you down this path?
You're no Dovahkiin.
My own gift to them, used against me.
I guess he would give the gift of magic because magic can lead to violence, so it makes sense that he'd be the one to do it. And goodbye, magic. These are some awesome sceneries. I mean, they may be static, but it's really good looking.
No.
Whoa, did they actually turn everybody to ash? I thought they were just getting rid of the magic.
You thought there was no greater punishment we could bestow upon you?
I'll come back. I'll tell the rest of the world of this massacre. Build a new army.
You do not understand. There is no one left.
Ooh.
You are all that remains of humanity.
He killed everybody.
This planet was a beautiful experiment, but it is merely a remnant of what it once was. We will learn from this failure. I hope that you will learn from yours.
Born from dust.
No.
Now it makes
You can't
sense.
leave. You can't leave. Come back.
The dust of
Still
the
demanding things of your creators.
Oh, so that's how the moon broke. A really pissed off Eldritch. Well, we know she survived.
Salem was alone. She cursed the gods. She cursed the universe. She cursed everything. Everything but herself. She wandered the face of the planet, awaiting a death that would never come. Until fate led her back to the land of darkness. This was it. This had to be it. The Brothers Grimm, the pools of black that continued to give rise to horrific nightmares. If the Fountain of Life granted her immortality, then surely the pools of Grimm would finally take it away. She was wrong.
So she thought.
This force of pure destruction could not destroy a being of infinite life. Instead, it created a being of infinite life with a desire for pure destruction. And in time, she would find her adversary.
Lovers turned enemies. This is a lot of really good lore. I can't believe how much they stuffed into this episode.
Ozma.
Where am I?
We are between realms. I'm afraid a tragedy has befallen your home at the hands of my brother. We have chosen to depart this world, but in our absence, I would like to offer you the chance to return to it.
I don't understand.
I lived and died like 8 times from you guys.
Mankind is no more, yet your world remains. and in time, your kind will grow to walk its face once again. However, without our presence, they will be but a fraction of what they once were. Creation, destruction, choice, and knowledge were the ideals upon which
Oh, we actually get to
humanity
see
was
the other
built.
artifacts.
Now, I leave
So
them
we got
behind
a
with the hope that
Eldritch
you
crown that
will
looks
learn to
like
remake
it belonged to
yourselves.
Sauron, a sword, a magic staff, and a
If brought together, these 4 relics will summon
lantern.
my brother and I back to your world. And
That's
humanity
why she wants it.
will be judged. If your kind has learned to live in harmony with one another and set aside their differences, then we shall once again live among you, and humanity will be made whole again.
This is deep.
But if your kind is unchanged,
That's why
if you
keeps them
demand
separate.
our blessings while still fighting amongst yourselves, then man will be found irredeemable, and your world will be wiped from existence.
That's exactly what
Until your
Salem
task
wants.
is complete, you will reincarnate, but in a manner that ensures you are never alone.
I'm sorry, but that world just isn't as dear to me without her. If I may, I'd rather return to the afterlife to see Salem.
You will not find her there.
You mean she isn't gone?
Salem lives, but the woman you hold dear in your memories is gone. Heed this warning. Where you seek comfort, you will only find pain. So,
That truly is also a
I'll do
curse.
it.
very well. Our creation rests within your hands.
And so, Ozma was reborn.
A new dude.
Where am I?
You did. We always knew Oz was a badass.
Thank you. Please, tell me your name.
Tim.
Who are you?
He didn't know.
Ozma had found himself in a world completely unfamiliar to him. Cities looked different. Creatures known as the Faunus bore fangs and claws and were locked away in cages. And without the blessing of the gods, no one could perform magic like mankind was once capable of. No one but himself and a woman known as the Witch. During his years of travel, he heard the same
Ye old
frightened
ancient
whispers that
zippers.
spoke of a terrifying sorceress who commanded dark powers in the wilds among the beasts and monsters. Ozma was convinced that this witch was Salem, and decided he needed to
Was he
see
right?
what she had become. Call it magic or call it something stronger, but in that moment, the two knew exactly who it was that stood before them.
What do we do
Truly
now?
tragic tale.
Whatever we like.
As Salem and Ozma recounted the events which had brought them back together, each withheld parts of their story. Salem, fearing Ozma would reject her, blamed the end of the world on the gods. Ozma, still unsure of where the truth lay, kept his task and the relics a secret. Though time passed and all seemed well,
She would definitely want
Ozma's
the relics to
conversation
destroy
with
the
the
world.
god of light still lingered in his mind. He had found happiness, but humanity seemed more divided than ever before.
Are you surprised? This world is quite literally godless. These humans have no one to guide them. Perhaps that's all they need.
What are you saying?
We could become the gods of this world. Our powers surpass all others. Our souls
The
transcend
new light
death.
and dark.
We can mold these lands into whatever we want. What you want. Create the paradise that the old gods could not.
The hearts of men are easily swayed.
Origami bird in reverse! Oh no. This is why he tries to take things secretly now, instead of openly like he did before.
The two amassed a following. That following grew into a prosperous kingdom. And at the head of that kingdom blossomed a family.
The Four Maidens, maybe? It is 4 girls, after all.
Are we sure this is right?
You said we needed to bring humanity together. In order to do that, we have to spread our word and destroy those who will deny it.
What are we doing? This isn't what he asked of me.
What did you say?
Mother! Father! Look!
It was a miracle. Their children could perform magic. But what should have been a joyous occasion was short-lived. Ozma told Salem everything. The true reason the God of Light had brought him back. The relics that lay scattered around the world.
Bad mistake there,
dude. And the day of
dude.
judgment he had been told to prepare for.
Don't you see? None of that matters anymore. Why spend our lives trying to redeem these humans when we can replace them with what they could never be?
And the divide is back.
Mommy?
It's like the end of Harry Potter all over again. I'm having a funny feeling the kids got killed. I don't know. Kind of feels like it.
We finally have freedom.
Eat toast.
Thus began a long and painful cycle of death and rebirth for Ozma. Some lives were spent in mourning.
It looks like he's
Many were spent attempting to forget
part
it
of the.
all. But no matter what,
Oh, he's got the
his
staff
mind
now.
would eventually turn back to the task he had been burdened with. And as the centuries went on, Ozma began to learn the importance of living with the souls with which he had been paired. But no matter where or how he lived, her presence was always felt. If humanity were ever to stand a chance of being united, one thing was clear.
He had to destroy Salem.
His one true love.
Knowing he could never rid the world of her through any mortal means, Ozma sought out the power of the relics. Armed with my knowledge, he believed he could fulfill his promise to the God of Light.
That is pretty clever. By always hiding the gear, you can always come back and
Where
find
are the
exactly
other
where it
relics?
is.
He asked me his questions,
What powers do they possess?
and though I gave him my answers,
How do I destroy Salem?
These are
not
questions.
all of them were to his liking. You can't.
Well, that just kind of ruined the entire series, didn't it? But yeah, I mean, that would be the one relic that he could use and no one else could use because after 100 years, he asked another set of questions. No problem. Oh, there we go. Oh, man, this was so good. All the lore was so good. Whew. We even figured out what happened to the moon. That's the question I've been wondering from the first episode. I'm like, the heck happened to that thing, you know? Oh, wow. Gotta say, though, Rooster Teeth, mwah, c'est magnifique. Excellent. Excellent episode. Oh, man, I can't wait to see what else these show has to offer. So, thank everybody for stopping by and joining. If you liked it, hit that like, subscribe for future content. I'm sorry I didn't make many comments, but I was getting like too drawn into the lore myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But do you have any thoughts, opinions? Let me know down in the comment section. If you want to, hit that like, subscribe for future content, and come ahead and join the family. Until next time, take care, be safe out there, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.